Oh, no! I thought he was still serving time on Poodle Island, but my notorious criminal mastermind of a brother, Ruff Ruffman, is in the news again! Ruff Ruffman knocks him dead? In the Poodle Island amateur theatrical production of Hot Diggity Dog! Oh, knocks him dead is actually a good thing in theater. You've never heard of Hot Diggity Dog? Well, it's only the best musical ever! Who's that barking all over the town? Hot Diggity Dog. Nah, let it go to voicemail. I'm on a roll. He ain't cool, he ain't warm, no, he's hot, hot, hot diggity dog. Yeah. Now we can check the voicemail.
Hi, Ruffy. I've been arrested and hauled off to jail. This was the only call they allowed me to make, but I'm sure you were doing something really important when I called instead of maybe singing from a musical or something. See you in 20 years when they let me out. Bye.
Okay, Blossom, we're going to stay calm. We're going to think this out rationally. My grandma's in jail! Life was missing its mystique. My squeaky toys had lost their squeak. And then, out of the blue, I saw the phone, and bam! My destiny was calling me. Pitched my vision for a show. They loved it, thought I was a pro. They got my contract back to fine. To their alarm, a dog had signed. Oh, I like that name. I didn't wait to renovate. Found 6 contestants, all were great. And now I'm on the road to fame. I've got a game show and its name is... It's very catchy. It rolls off the tongue. Wait, stop. Somebody want to tell me why we got cats singing? And here come the contestants now. He isn't very fond of ticks, but hey, I might have some old tick collars he can borrow. DJ! She claims she can't draw, but to me that sounds a little sketcy. Harsha! Kanghaji! She knows that means puppy, because she can speak Korean. Noel! If he could have any superpower, it would be the power to read minds. Jay! And nothing against you, Jay, but this fetcher's least favorite letter of the alphabet is J. Sammy! He's pretty sure he's never seen Flushing. Let's hope he's talking about Flushing, New York. Sam! Let's get an update on the scores. DJ in 6th place with 1,090 points. Noel in 5th place with 1,100 points. Harsha has dropped to 4th place with 1,130 points. Sammy up to 3rd place with 1,140 points. Jay is up to 2nd place with 1,150 points. And Sam still our leader with 1,170 points. Oh, welcome to Fetch.
What's wrong, Ruff?
I don't know what to think. I just heard that Grandma's been arrested. Remember the cake that said good luck on it that Sam, Noel, and Harsha built a cake protector for?
Yeah.
Remember it was sent to my twin brother, Ruff Ruffman, who's in jail at Poodle Island?
Yeah.
Well, the cake had a metal file hidden in it. And the cake came with a note that was signed, Love Grandma. Grandma's accused of trying to break Scruff out of jail.
Grandma would never do that.
I know. I mean, Grandma's always loved Scruff, but enough to break the law? I don't know, but it looks like she did it. She's in custody now, and the police recorded her deposition. Here it is. I can't believe this.
Sure, I bake and send cakes to Scruff all the time, and I send him notes too. And I sign them, Love Grandma. Does that make me a criminal?
I can't watch anymore. I don't know what this means. Cakes? Notes? I need answers. Which is why I'm counting on you guys. Challenge number 1.
All right.
DJ, Harsha, I'm putting you on Grandma's defense team.
Yeah. We got this. Okay.
This is attorney Pratik Shah. He is assisting in Grandma's case, and he's waiting for you. Your instructions are in the mailbox, so go fetch!
All right, guys.
Fetch for Grandma!
All right, see you guys. See ya. Fun.
Fun! No fun today. Justice. All right, this is Adam Hall. He's a forensic chemist. What's that mean? Chet, can you hand me the dictionary? Thank you. All right, a forensic chemist is someone who uses chemistry to answer questions that arise from a crime scene. Jay, Sammy, you're our forensic chemists. Your instructions are in the mailbox, so go fetch! Sam and Noel, there is one more job to do. Challenge number 3.
What?
This is Prosecutor Joseph Mueller. Mueller. Never mind. Once you find him, you'll be working to prove that my grandma... I can't even bring myself to say it. Your instructions are in the mailbox, so go fetch.
A challenge is a challenge.
Yes, it is.
All right, fire off.
Bye. Wait a minute. What have I done? Do you realize what's at stake today, Blossom? For my grandma, a criminal record. And for the fetchers, up to 100 points in the Triumph tally. So now, let's see how Noel and Sam are doing.
Snazzy.
There's Joe.
Morning.
Hi, Noel.
I'm a lawyer, and today you will be too. We have a big trial this afternoon. Let's get started with the case file.
Case file, the Commonwealth versus Grandma Ruffman.
Wait, why are we laughing? This isn't funny. This is my grandma.
You're the prosecution. The prosecutor represents the government and tries to show that the crime was committed by this defendant. And the defendant is Grandma Ruffman.
Oh, Grandma.
Against her?
That's right. You're going to have to try to prove that she committed this crime.
Us?
Yes.
We're not supposed to be against her, we're supposed to be for her.
Sorry, guys. I don't like it any more than you do.
There's evidence that points towards her as the culprit, and you need to try to prove that she's guilty. The jury ultimately will decide who's right and who's wrong and what the fair outcome would be.
Okay.
Noel doesn't look too happy about that. All right, here comes the defense team, and here comes Pratik.
Good morning. I'm a defense attorney. We've got a big criminal trial set for this afternoon, and we've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Today, you guys are going to be defense attorneys. That means you're going to be representing Grandma Ruffman in a criminal trial, and it's going to be your job to show that she didn't commit the crime.
They're going to defend Grandma.
So why don't we open up these files?
The cake in question was baked with baking soda and flour.
If you look at the deposition, my secret is that I only use baking powder, no flour or baking soda.
Wait a minute. Let's see the rest of Grandma's deposition here.
I'm not the only one who sends cakes to Scruff, you know. His horrible girlfriend does too. And I bet her cakes are awful. My secret is that I only use baking powder. No flour or baking soda.
The cake in question was baked with baking soda and flour, so it couldn't be Grandma Ruffman's cake. So it could have been Scruff's girlfriend.
Right.
And you know, it's funny, I saw her leaving my house on a motorcycle, and she didn't even say hello. And to top everything off, I can't find my favorite pen.
Her deposition said that her pen was missing. Grandma Ruffman, she seen Scruff's girlfriend leave.
And she didn't say hello or anything.
Could have been her cake. She could have took the cake, sent the metal file, and wrote the note with the pen that she could have took from Grandma Ruffman's house.
Okay, so that could be your story as to what happened here. That Scruff's girlfriend did it, not Grandma. And our job here is to figure out how to prove that to the jury.
I think that's a great story. You heard, Grandma. Horrible girlfriend. Petunia Phytolopoulos. She led Scruff to a life of crime.
The Commonwealth, who's trying to prove that Grandma did this crime, they're going to have one witness. And you guys, you're going to have two witnesses. And why are witnesses important?
Because you're going to try to protect yourself, of course. So they want somebody there that could confirm what you're saying.
That's exactly right. Without witnesses, you can't prove your case.
Okay, then we better check in with our forensic witnesses, Sammy and Jay.
I'm a forensic scientist. One of the things that forensic scientists do is work with evidence. Do you know what evidence is?
It's like something left behind on a crime scene that can lead to a suspect.
Something left behind at a crime scene. So that could be like a paw print or some fur.
There are many things that you can do with evidence as a way of linking a suspect to a crime. We're going to take a look at the evidence related to the crime that has been committed.
All right.
This is a metal file that was contained inside the cake.
That can be used to rub down the bars.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Another piece of evidence is the suspect's apron. I'm
Maybe
gonna...
that's the flour or something from the cake.
We'll take a closer look at this, and you'll be able to determine what that powder is. At this point, we don't know who could have possibly baked the cake or sent the cake to prison. One of the things that you'll work with, Jay, is a note that was contained with the cake. Another piece of evidence, the suspect's favorite pen.
That is my grandma's favorite pen.
If this pen matches the ink in this, that means...
Well, the ink won't match the note because my grandma's not a criminal, I think.
Sammy, you'll go next door to the lab, and I'll join you shortly, where we'll perform some scientific tests on this evidence.
Bye.
Okay, see you later. Just my grandma's freedom at stake here. No biggie.
The most important thing in any case is the facts. So why don't you write down facts that help us the most.
Grandma often bakes cakes and sends them to Ruff.
Okay.
A note saying, "See you soon, love Grandma," accompanied the cake. And on the cake that contained the metal file, there was a portrait of Grandma Ruffman with the words, "Good luck."
Now, why would Grandma want to wish Scruff good luck?
One piece of information that's in dispute is whether Grandma Ruffman wrote this note, which says, "See you soon, love Grandma."
Well, there's nothing wrong with a note that says, "See you soon." Maybe Grandma's going to visit.
When we hear from Jay, we'll know if the ink matches the note.
The way of determining if this pen wrote this note is we're going to compare it to some other black pens. Black ink is not just black.
It's usually a mixture of colors, like red and blue and green.
It is?
Right. So today we're going to perform a test called paper chromatography. And that's going to help us separate out the different dyes that are present within each of the black pens. So start by numbering the pieces of paper, and then we can write a line on the bottom of the strip. So to perform our test, we're going to start with some water. And you dip the paper into the water.
Whoa, it's moving!
Capillary action is what occurs as the water travels up the paper towel against gravity. And it helps to move the different chemicals that are in the ink as a way of separating them, and will give us a picture of what each of the pens look like.
So is this like what you do as a chemist?
This is very similar to how we would analyze different chemicals that may have been used in the commission of a crime.
Okay, here's Grandma Ruffman's pen.
Look at that, the ink's moving up the paper with the water. I see a little purple, a little blue.
We'll just test a portion of the note.
See you soon. Love, Grandma.
Looks eerily like her handwriting.
All right, the deciding factor, the note.
Now that they've tested the ink from different pens, they're going to test the ink on Grandma Ruffman's note. Then they'll see if the ink matches.
Looks like this is done. I really don't think it's number one because there is no light blue, green, or yellow. I don't think so. This one, it has the light blue and it has the little bit of dark green. But Grandma Ruffman's pen has the yellow, that purple, a little bit of green, and the light blue. All signs point to Grandma Ruffman's favorite pen.
No! Grandma's pen matches the note!
Who's calling? Hello?
Hey, Jay, it's Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Does the ink from the pen match the ink on the note?
Yeah, Grandma Ruffman's pen is pretty much an exact match.
I'm gonna need you to testify in court because you have that cold, hard truth, the real good stuff.
All right.
So does it match?
It does match.
The prosecutors keep smiling! Stop smiling!
The other science in this was the baking soda or flour on the apron.
The first witness will test Grandma Ruffman's apron. If it doesn't have baking soda or flour on it, then it's not her cake.
Yes! It'll help Grandma if Sammy finds only baking powder on the apron, because the evil cake was made with baking soda and flour.
So we can't determine what this powder is by just looking at it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to perform some tests. We can compare our unknown powder to known powders: flour, baking soda, and baking powder.
Okay, 3 powders.
So the different powders that we're going to work with have different chemicals in them. As a way of testing each of our powders, we're going to add some different liquids to them: water, cabbage juice, and iodine.
That is amazing. Cabbage juice actually has a use.
So now we can add the liquids. Start with the flour.
And the water. Nothing.
No reaction there.
Okay, so this is the cabbage juice. It's kind of like pink. That's not doing much. When we add iodine to the flour, whoa!
Aha! It turns black. We have a reaction.
What's happening is a chemical reaction. And a chemical reaction occurs when you add 2 components together and you form a third.
So when the iodine and the flour changed color, that showed there was a chemical reaction. They combined to make something totally new. So iodine was the only liquid that reacted with the flour.
So then for baking soda and the water, nothing.
Nothing.
Cabbage juice and baking soda. Oh.
Now that was a chemical reaction.
Yeah. Fizzy, fizzy, fizzy.
Oh, when those fizzy gas bubbles are formed, that's also a sign of a chemical reaction.
When we add iodine, didn't really do anything.
No reaction there. The baking soda only reacted with the cabbage juice.
This is really fun. You have a really cool job. Water and baking powder. Ooh,
We have a fizz.
that fizzes a lot. The baking powder with cabbage juice. Oh my gosh, this one fizzes too. When we add iodine to baking powder, this one fizzes and turns black.
That is a huge reaction.
Water, cabbage juice, and iodine all fizzed.
Baking powder reacted with all the liquids.
I think it's time to test our suspect's apron.
Now she's combining the unknown powder with the liquids. If they find a match, they can identify the mystery powder.
Okay, so the unknown powder with the water fizzes. The cabbage juice fizzes,
Here's another fizz.
but the iodine turns black and fizzes. So that means that this row looks the same. So the unknown powder is baking powder.
So the stuff on Grandma's apron was baking powder, and the cake that went to Scruff wasn't made with baking powder. This could break the case wide open.
Hello?
Hi, Sammy.
Oh, hi, Harsha.
We were wondering about the apron. What was on it?
I actually found baking powder.
It was baking powder. Thanks, Sammy. We'll see you in court.
So now let's figure out how to turn all of this into a case that we can present to the jury to prove that Grandma Ruffman didn't commit this crime.
Defense! Defense!
Now we need to talk about how we're going to organize the case. There's going to be an opening statement, an examination of our witness, Jay, a cross-examination of the defendant's witnesses, and then a closing argument. What's an opening statement?
When you state the facts.
The key facts, and emphasize the facts that are important to us.
What sorts of questions might you want to ask Sammy?
Did you test the apron, and then how?
Exactly, how? That's it.
In a cross-examination, you're examining the other side's witnesses.
You want to only ask questions that will give you the answer you want to hear.
You want to ask what are known as leading questions. What are the leading questions that we want to ask Grandma Ruffman?
Isn't it true that you often bake cakes and send them to Scruff?
That's a great question, because she'll have to say yes, but it helps us.
The closing statement.
You heard the testimony, you heard the witnesses.
Therefore, you have all the reason to believe that Grandma Ruffman is innocent.
Right, that's the last thing you want to say is what you want the jury to do. All right, do you think you can win?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for trial.
I'm really sorry, Ruff. We'll see you at the trial.
See you in court.
Ruff, I think your grandma's in some serious trouble.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Here come the lawyers. Like in the suits. Okay, there's the jury.
All rise.
Here comes the judge. Ready to stand up? Blossom, you two, Chet.
I got called for jury duty.
Ah, that man looked just like Rosario.
Court is now in session in the matter of Commonwealth versus Grandma Ruffman.
Madam Prosecutor, you may proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honor, my name is Noelle and I represent the Commonwealth. This is a case concerning Grandma Ruffman helping her grandson escape from prison. Scruff received a cake with a metal file in it. The note attached to the cake said, "See you soon, love Grandma." At the end of the trial, we will ask you, the jury, to find Grandma Ruffman guilty in attempting to help her grandson escape from prison. Thank you very much.
Oh boy, that was a strong opening statement.
Defense counsel, you may proceed.
May it please the court? My name is Harsha, and I represent the defendant, Grandma Ruffman. The evidence we collected showed that Scruff's girlfriend framed Grandma Ruffman. Members of the jury, I ask you to find Grandma Ruffman innocent. Thank you.
The prosecution may call its first witness.
Do you recognize this pen?
That is Grandma Ruffman's favorite pen.
Did you test the ink from the pen and the note?
Yes.
What were your results?
The ink from Grandma Ruffman's favorite pen matched the ink on the note.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Ah, that's a disaster.
Is it true you only tested the ink?
What?
Yes, I only tested the ink.
So you didn't test the fingerprints or the paw prints on the pen?
No.
For all you know, the pen may have contained Scruff's girlfriend's fingerprints.
Yes.
Did you test the handwriting of the note?
No.
Did you not think that was crucial information?
No.
He's squirming.
So basically, you have no idea who wrote the notes.
No idea.
Yeah, Harsha!
Does the defense wish to call any witnesses?
The defense calls Samantha. Do you recognize this?
This is Grandma Ruffman's apron.
Did you test this apron?
I did.
So exactly what substance was on the apron?
100% baking powder.
In your expert opinion, is there any way that the substance on the apron was the same as what was in the cake?
No, the cake was baked with flour and baking soda.
Thank you. No further questions.
That's 2 for us, I think.
So you tested Grandma Ruffman's apron, correct?
Yes.
But you didn't test Grandma Ruffman's shirts, did you?
For what?
No.
You didn't test her pants either, did you?
No.
And you don't know that Grandma Ruffman even wore the apron while she was baking that cake, correct?
No.
So
Wait.
you don't know for sure that Grandma Ruffman didn't bake the cake?
No.
So for all you know, Grandma Ruffman could have baked the cake without that apron, correct?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, so that wasn't so good for us.
The defense calls Grandma Ruffman.
Will Grandma Ruffman please come forward and be sworn?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, dear.
Do you like to bake?
I love to bake.
She does.
What do you like to bake?
Mostly cakes.
What do you always put in your cakes?
Baking powder.
Do you wear anything special when you bake?
Oh, I have a special apron that I wear, yes.
Do you know Scruff's girlfriend?
I don't care for her.
When did you last see her?
I saw her on a horrible motorcycle leaving my house one day, right around the time I lost my pen.
Grandma Ruffman, did you truly send the cake with the file in it to Scruff?
Certainly not.
Oh, phew.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Good job, Grandma.
Hello, Grandma Ruffman.
Hello, Sam. Let me just say that you look adorable, even though you're trying to send me to jail.
It's true that you like to bake cakes, right?
Very true.
It's also true that you send cakes to your grandson, Scruff, in prison, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you ever send notes with your cakes?
Yes, I do.
Is there any tool or utensil you use?
I use a pen.
Is this a special pen?
Oh, it's a very special pen with a pink no-slip grip. It's wonderful.
Would you like to see your grandson soon?
I'd do anything to see my grandson.
Don't say that, Grandma!
Your Honor, no further questions.
Is the defense ready to proceed?
Time for the closing statement.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it wasn't Grandma Ruffman who sent the cake with the file to Scruff. It was Scruff's girlfriend. But Scruff's girlfriend made one huge mistake.
Right.
She put baking soda and flour in the cake. Grandma Ruffman only uses baking powder in her cakes. We ask you to please find Grandma Ruffman not guilty.
Pretty please,
Thank you.
not guilty.
The evidence shows that Grandma Ruffman tried to commit a crime. Scruff received a file-filled cake. This cake had a picture of Grandma Ruffman right on it. I ask you to find Grandma Ruffman guilty of this crime. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's time for you to decide whether the state has proven that Grandma Ruffman is guilty. I will appoint Mr. Rosario to be the foreman of the jury.
Wait a minute, it is Rosario. Hey, I can still give you bonus points.
So, what are some thoughts?
I think there's definitely something fishy going on here. It's definitely her pen.
The pen was stolen before the crime was committed. What about the cake? She only uses baking powder. The one that was sent to Scruff was baking soda.
The jury is back.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Blossom, hold my paw.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Grandma Ruffman, not guilty.
Grandma Ruffman, you will
Oh, this is wonderful.
Ruffman told you you had this in the bag.
You did. I never doubted you for a second, but I was a little nervous.
All's fair in love and war.
Counselors, head on back. And swooping back into Studio G, the legal eagles themselves, Jay, Sam, Sammy, Harsha, Noel, and DJ! Some fine points were made at that trial, but some finer points are gonna be made right here. Catch 3,000, triumph tally time! Noel and Sam, you had a tough assignment.
Okay.
For representing the Commonwealth with dignity, even though you were prosecuting my grandma.
Tough job.
80 points! Sammy and Jay, you jumped into forensic chemistry with both feet for investigating the evidence, reporting your findings, and having fun while you did it.
100% baking powder.
80 points! Harsha and DJ, you showed the jury reasonable doubt that freed my grandma.
Not guilty.
That's good for a smooth 80 points. Wow. But is that all the points a dog can give?
No.
What time is it?
Bonus points!
Today's 5 bonus points go to the fetcher who delivered a blistering cross-examination, rendering the witness speechless.
No.
Harsha, with 85 points, you're today's daily winner. Now, Harsha, as befits the serious tone of the courtroom, I have here 2 very tasteful gavels. Under one, I'm guilty as charged of placing a fantastic prize. Under the other, well, you'll probably want to sue. So which gavel is it going to be, A or B?
A.
I'll go with A.
A? All right, your prize is in the mailbox.
What is it?
Lawsuit.
That's right, it's your very own lawsuit. The prize was going to be legal briefs. All right, guys, we are out of here. Great work. See you next time.
Bye-bye. See you later, Ruff.
I've pieced it all together, Grandma.
Oh?
Petunia must have seen your cake while watching Fetch and figured that if she made an identical cake to the one you sent to Scruff, then you'd be the one to take the fall if the metal file was found.
You pieced that all together yourself, Ruffy?
Yep. Well, you know, most of it. But why did your cake say good luck on it?
It was opening night for Hot Diggity Dog. Remember how I sent you a cake when Fetch premiered?
Oh, yeah, I've been saving it. The dog brush?
Would it hurt to look presentable on TV?
Ruff